Things about scarf hold. Really, there's two major versions and a lot of variation. What we call the pillow scarf, where you're under with an underhook on the forearm, and then the standard scarf, where you're around the head. Scarf is one of the most, in my opinion, it's one of the most punishing positions if it's done well. Most people don't do it that well. It's very versatile. You've got a lot of options to move from. It is a little less stable than like a crossbody or a north-south, but with a little bit of work, it can make up for what it lacks in stability by kind of outright aggression. The biggest mistake made is that the holder's hip gets too close. What I really want is I want to be attacking. So what we want to consider is how the skeleton is designed. Pressure here he can take. Pressure here he can't take. So when I want to get in on the underside of the ribs and roll in, and really what I want point contact on the lower portion of the rib that's going to cut in towards the lung is what I think of doing. Scarf hold is about dynamic pull. It's a pull-push hold. It's got some spiral action and it's a lot of cross, meaning when I pull him up, I'm not pulling him this way, I'm actually pulling him this way. A couple of common mistakes besides the hip is if the hip's out slightly, so my ribs ride. Now, whether I'm here with the pillow and the arm. First thing, with the arm, this arm, wherever it's gripping, should be pulling it back, stretching this side of his body out. The far side, whether it's under the arm or under the head, is your anchor point, and it's going to be pulling up and diagonally. So you've got a pull here and a pull here. Simultaneously, as you're pulling here, your reciprocal action's coming off your ribs, which is cutting in at an angle. So you've got your upper body going this way in some variation, and your lower body kind of driving here. And what that allows us to do is actually get compression right there. So I'm driving that in, and I'm taking that space and I'm not giving it back. The other point is people let their heads float. You want to bring your head low. I want to bring my ear. I'm trying to bring my ear to ear. I'm going to listen and see if I can hear my fingers on this side by going ear to ear, and maybe the sound passes straight through. So I want my head to come here. I want my pull to go here, and I want my arm to rotate. Bottom leg. Bottom leg. I always strive, it doesn't always happen, but I strive to get it underneath his shoulder. If it's out here and he's flat, there's space. If it's underneath here, now he's got nothing to prop off of. When I come around the head, that makes it especially nice because now I can grip. Top leg up, I like up. Now you'll notice, not out here. You don't have any ability to rotate your hip. When you're out here, you're slow, you're out of angle. By bringing this leg straight up, what allows me to do is push in, push forward. If he shrimps and starts to bring this leg over, I can drop it and bring it back up. What I don't want is I don't want to be lying in line. I'm working straight off, 90, forward. What we don't want to have happen is we don't want to rotate so much. You've got to work. If you need some hot yoga, take some hot yoga. You have to be able to keep your body in line with him and not go parallel. If I go parallel, I'm in trouble. Right? So some guys will rotate and they'll tip their upper body backwards in an effort to get it here. You need to be able to stay in and on him. And then if you can't do this, then maybe this isn't your hold. Because you've got to have nice hard angles and your outriggers out. So I prefer personally the pillow variety because I have forearm control, so I've got arm locks there. I've got a variety of chokes, and I've got near. When I come into the head, the near arm, when I come into the head, well, one of the submissions I really like is I'm in control. And what I do is I catch his wrist, the Coke bottle, with my armpit. And what I'll do is I'll pull that back. This wrist will drop down underneath that elbow. And when it does, you see the fold it's creating. Now I go for what we call a thread grip. And now it's drive in and over. So it's in and over. And that allows me to get the lock. Boom, it's just an entangled arm lock version. The other submission that is pretty nice. From here, this is a little bit tricky. Everybody's got cool names, and we don't have any, so we're going to call this the yeast infection. What I'm going to do is, for no specific reason actually, so what I'm going to do, just because it's filthy and nasty. What's that? Oh yeah, that's right. It's a version of a bread cutter. That's right. It's just related by yeast. And that makes it rot. So what we're going to do is, otherwise it's flat. But it's good, delicious too, actually. Yeah. So I like it with a little olive oil on it. Yeah, some basil. Yeah, delicious. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this hand, we're going to drop it over his lapel. Thumb up, like the fawns. Now, I'm going to roll. I'm going to have to make this big so you can see. But I'm going to have this collar here is going to form the bite on this artery. This wrist is going to form the bite on this artery. What I do is I pull. So when I start my move, this hand drops off. Here, I don't want to keep him flat. So as I pivot and roll, now the hand comes over so we can see what's going on. So my wrist, as I'm bringing it up, is turning. And now all I'm going to do is turn. And there it is. And if I need more, there it is. If I need more, I'm going to loosen up here. If I'm in a position here, you notice how I'm tripoding. Again. Boom, chest on him. Make him bear your weight. That's the key. When you're on top, make him bear your weight. Punish him by taking the wind out of him. Hypoxia makes cowards of everyone. So we want to make sure that we make him, I'm on top, I want to make sure he knows I'm there. So look at I've got a nice good base, well rooted, and now all I'm going to do is flex down. So the thumb, I leave the thumb in, but I'm showing it's up. Up. Here, if I miss, I've got his arm. If I need more, it's loose. What I want to make sure that doesn't happen is he ends up being able to go back flat. If he goes back flat, it's uncomfortable and it sucks. And now what I'm going to do, I'll just swim, right? And I'll go to a north-south position. And that's a nice control spot. Almost a choke there. Very close. So I'm here. If I need more, I keep this prop, meaning he's propped up. You see his ankle? And I turn and I continue to pivot. So it's nice because the guys think they're getting their forearm harassed, and actually you're sneaking in. Right? So I'm here and here, over, turn, and there it is. Woo! So, nice sneaky version.